From here on until August 26th, which is a day before my birthday. So anybody who wants to just send me a gift in advance, that's but from here until then, we will be doing nothing but McGregor versus Mayweather Vivisections.
That's right.
Every episode, 3 hours of breakdown of that amazing fight.
There are 1,000 different ways it could go, you know.
What up, everybody? It's the Sound of Violence podcast, back at you yet again. This is Pulver. I am here with Chris, as always. What up, bruh?
Doing good, man, except it's humid as a motherfucker right now.
It's legit like 1,000 degrees in here, I'm pretty sure.
I think are we in New Orleans? Are we in the swamps right now? If we had some frogs and some maybe jambalaya, we could be.
That's right, Chris.
And some Abita.
I forgot to tell you, this is the Bayou.
Yes.
The fucking Bayou of San Diego. Because I can't have a fucking phone on when I'm a fucking fan on when I'm recording. So, yeah, guys, if you hear us complaining or we're sounding real drunk because we pound these beers too quickly, you'll know why. Speaking of which, we should mention we are drinking the Peach Goes from
St. Archer, San Diego's own St. Archer.
Yeah, really good beer. I really like this thing. It's just the right amount of tart.
It is, and I remember I mentioned to you, I think it was almost exactly a year ago, we were drinking St. Archer's Blackberry flavored Go.
That's right, and I remember liking that one a bunch, but I like this one way more, I think.
like this one a lot more, too.
This and their white are like some of my favorites from them. Their white is so good.
And then the Mosaic IPA they got's pretty good too.
Yeah, most Mosaic beers are good. Mosaic hops are the shit. So this is the Hopcast.
Yep.
Shouts out to Ken Huntemeter and Brett. I don't remember his actual name. So if you guys haven't heard the show before, what we do is we talk about the MMA podcasts you should be listening to. We have a new format, which I've been digging, which is we discuss a show that we enjoyed, a show that you should skip, and a show you can't miss. And so why don't we jump right into format? Why don't you start us off with the first show that you recommend this week?
Oh, the one I enjoyed and I recommend, it was this week's episode of American Animals, which it's usually...
Great episode.
Yeah, it's usually with Eric Apple and Ian McCall, but I believe Ian McCall's been dealing with a lot of medical issues lately.
And just been busy because he's got businesses and stuff right now.
But he was joined, as always, with TJ DeSantis in place to McCall. Solid episode. They were discussing kind of some off-topic things in the beginning, and as they were talking to each other, of course, the one fight, Chris, that we've been refusing to mention for the past month or so is official. It is Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor at the T-Mobile Arena, August 26th, this fall, this end of the summer. So
I'm not excited.
I'm excited because it's going to be a comedy.
I'm excited to watch people watch that fight.
Actually, you know what? I'm more excited for the build-up and the trash talk.
That's what I've been hearing a lot.
Stupid than the fight itself. So I'll get into it.
TJ broke that live on the air with Eric, which is pretty funny because he's like, "Oh shit, you know, it just got signed," and Eric immediately is like, "Floyd Conor."
Yeah, and by the way, they were joined by the great Robin Black.
Yeah,
cool.
Great episode. Robin was super funny and kept making gay jokes with Ian the entire episode.
Or with Eric kept asking him out. He said, "We need to go on a date."
Yeah,
and I said, "Let me tell my
married."
wife."
Yeah.
And he was saying, "This isn't a Trump fake news moment. This is the real deal." Well, unfortunately for me and you, because we have to fucking talk about it. Anyways, Robin
Somewhat. It's not an MMA fight, so we'll talk about it briefly.
I'll go through this brief. Robin thinks Conor has a chance because of his mindset and how he's getting approached the fight. I mean, I'll agree in that retrospect. Yes, Conor is a very hyper-focused individual. When he sets his mind to something, I give him all the credit in the world.
Robin actually tells a crazy story of how, hyper focused that dude is.
Yeah, and I remember Eric was discussing there's other hyper focused athletes in the past who were the top of their game. Not saying Conor's obviously the best MMA guy, but he's at the top but right now, relatively, but he was, Tony Hawk, he got the Matt Hoffmans, those guys, Kelly Slaters, you're at the top of your game. They're so fucking focused on just winning. Like you're saying, Robin was talking about Conor came from welfare 7 years ago, and he kept talking about, hey, it's my destiny, I'm going to make it. I don't even think he said destiny, it's more of a Michael Bisping thing.
Yeah, which actually, that'll come up again later in the episode.
But anyways, what do you say? TJ was basically saying Conor's already won in the sense that he's fighting Mayweather. That's true. Even if he loses, he still fucking wins. So good for him there. Eric doesn't think Floyd's going to let Conor go the distance. But if Conor somehow all-does Mayweather, yeah, the puncher's chance, we get it. Said he can buy an island and live next to where Tupac is hiding. And coincidentally, today's the anniversary today's Tupac's birthday, or what would have been his birthday. So
great. Hologram Tupac, I hope you're having a good birthday.
Yeah. He said also Floyd would never be able to go out in public ever again if he gets knocked out by McGregor.
That's true.
That's very, very,
It'll
very
be fucking
true.
horrible for him.
He would never be able to go to any sort of boxing event, probably ever, because when the camera goes on, I'm like, hey, the clown who lost to not even an amateur ranked boxer.
Yeah, literally everyone will just start laughing.
Yeah, so
which is insane. But
either way, they said it's probably gonna be $100 pay-per-view guaranteed.
I would put money on that.
As far as what they talked about last week's UFC Fight Night, it was Hunt vs. Lewis. Robin loved Dan Hooker's performance against Ross Pearson. He's noticed Ross Pearson's improvement in just his feints, his footwork, everything getting angles.
You and me were actually texting about that too, how much better Ross Pearson looked. I was like, dude, holy shit. We were skeptical about him not being in Alliance, but he looked great. Yeah,
he looked good, but the New Zealand's own Dan Hooker put on a hell of a performance in front of his home crowd. That was fucking brutal. Just that sound, making connection. Robin called Dan Kelly Uncle Dan. Sure, he's a gritty southpaw, but unfortunately he met Derek Brunson, and that didn't end well for him.
Yep.
Basically, Robin was saying Lewis versus Hunt was basically a fight where one fighter outclassed the other in every way possible, and he says he views this week, or tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Pacific's Holm versus Correira as a similar matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I agree.
I totally agree with that.
And then as he said that, I ended my notes when Robin was saying he is commentating TKO, which is a Canadian mixed martial arts promotion on Fight Pass.
Yep, TKO 39.
And coincidentally, when I arrived here before we started this podcast, I got to watch a
TKO,
fight.
Yeah.
Biggest forward to watch TKO.
Yeah, there was actually a great fight on that card earlier in the night. It was probably like 2 hours in or so. I don't remember the guys' names. And then there was a 6'2", 145er fighting fucking out of Henzo Gracie's gym, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, that guy's not 30 yet.
Yo, he's 6'2", and he was fighting a guy who's 5'7". It was a fucking weird looking fight. So, oh boy. Let's see. I actually had some notes from that podcast, if I can find them. I know that TJ actually said an interesting thing that people who work for like broadcasters and people who work with the UFC actually get a special kind of Fight Pass account where they get all the pay-per-views and they get all the Fox shows and everything.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that to me one time, or I think both of us.
Rogan has talked about it before.
That's who it was. Yeah,
and that's why people were like, "What? Joe Rogan doesn't have Fight Pass account?" Da 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 da. It was like, no, motherfucker. Joe Rogan can't say his password out loud during the stream for Jamie to sign into it. So Jamie created his own Fight Pass account. Yeah. So he knows Joe Rogan would expense the $10 or whatever. You goddamn dummies. Let's see. Oh, TJ made a lot of good jokes about Cody and Fire Sticks. About jailbreaking a Fire Stick.
Yeah, I remember he's like,
so wait, if I show up with a Fire Stick to the Crave Studios, can you jailbreak it for me, or someone here may be able to? TJ's like, no, goddamn piracy.
Yeah. What was that sound called? He's like, goddamn piracy.
Yeah, it's a clip. They actually discussed it. It's a clip of a guy who is the son of some promoter or something. I don't remember exactly who he is. And that's like old school Sure Dog. That was way before my time.
That was funny though. Like, I was laughing my ass when I got
TJ uses that clip all the time. It's a real good one. I forget the other one.
Yeah, because who was it? Was it TJ was the one against it, right? He was the one playing it, and he was like,
oh yeah, well, because TJ...
He was like, I don't know what Cody is. Who is Cody? Or something like that.
It's real good. Yeah, he's like, I've heard that you could do that for far less than $300. Then anytime Eric asks a question about it, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Goddamn piracy.
Yeah.
Let's see. TJ, we talked about that. Oh, and also the other cool thing is Eric told a story about going out drinking with Ian and Chuck Liddell, and Chuck being ultra trash.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking hilarious. But that I can see that. I could definitely see Ian McCall and Eric and fucking Chuck
it
getting
was
trash.
Robin who had a drink with him. I remember that. 'Cause at the
Was
end,
it?
Yes, it was Robin. Robin Black
Weird.
said he had drinks with Chuck Liddell. He said, coincidentally, I ran into Ian McCall.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, where, you know.
See, I'm so used to Chuck and Ian. I'm so used to Ian and Eric telling stories.
Yeah, no,
hanging out
Robin
with
was
Chuck.
the one who said, I ran into Ian.
That's even
by the
funnier.
way.
Oh, yeah, because you know what? Ian wouldn't have said Chuck was drunk,
Yeah.
but Robin, of course, would have, because he thinks it's funny. That's pretty great. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode overall. I definitely enjoyed it. So let's see. Am I on my...
You're on your enjoyed
recommend
or good.
Yeah, what are our fucking stupid words for it? Show to catch.
Yeah, enjoy, skip, and can't miss.
Yeah, or catch, skip, and can't miss,
Yes.
I think. So, the show I recommend catching, it was going to be Sean Funky and the Baddest Man. No, it's going to be Sean Funky and the Baddest Man. They talked about how terrible heavyweight is and how there's absolutely no one in that division under the age of 30. Like, not even close. And just how lacking of young talent it is right
isn't
now.
the youngest guy, like, fucking Stipe, and he's, like, 33?
I think there's a 28-year-old
Okay.
that fought on, like, a card recently or something. But that's it. There's like a 28-year-old, and he's like the only one that's winning fights. And you have guys like Big Ticket Harrod, who he might be in his 30s actually. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, there's just no young talent at heavyweight. Probably a lot of that is because they go into other sports, I would imagine. But it's interesting hearing them discuss that. They also talked about the DJ situation and how hypocritical it is for TJ to be talking shit on him after the MMA thing.
Double M, Triple A.
Yeah, as Ben Askren refers to it, the MMA, because he doesn't. It's a terrible name. There's no good way to say that name.
Mama.
The Ma.
I'm just gonna call him Mama.
Yeah. That's not gonna be creepy. Let's see. Oh, they also talked about how Dana absolutely bullies DJ, despite Dana coming out with, how can you bully the pound for pound champ? They're like, motherfucker, you're his boss, number one. That's an easy way. Also, you hold motherfucking money over his head all the time.
Yeah.
Very simple to see how you are absolutely bossing that dude around. They discussed Conor making the Forbes list. And they talked a bit about how wrestling in overseas events that were really crazy trained him well for competing in MMA in like weird environments. Because you got to realize they're like overseas in like crazy countries fighting like wrestling a bunch of hometown dudes and like in the Olympics and stuff like that. So it was just interesting and a good take from them as always. Nothing like amazing about it, but it was just it was classic Joe Bennett or Sean Funky and the Baddest Man. So I enjoyed it.
Nice.
So let's see. Do you want to get to your episode you recommend skipping this week?
Yeah, this is the thing. I liked listening to this episode, but they didn't really talk about anything as far as, well, to be fair, I turned it off because the first entire, 45 minutes is all about cooking, which is fine, in Long Island. This was, by the way, Unfiltered, UFC Unfiltered.
Oh, really?
See, I did enjoy the guests. Dennis Bermudez is cool, and Ryan LaFleur, also Long Island's Ryan LaFleur, was in studio. They mostly discussed Long Island fighters. The one thing that was funny is they said there was a photo shoot in Long Beach, New York, where of course there was, okay, just guess if they're bringing all the Long Island fighters, so just guess who was there.
Weidman, Vellante, Aljamain Sterling,
Yes.
Matt Serra. Does he count?
He wasn't there, but he knew what happened. And then who's Aljo's best friend? You know this, who's always hanging out with Aljo?
Oh, god damn it, it's the guy who we just heard recently.
Your favorite realtor.
Oh, Al. Of course, Al.
Raging Al.
Did I say Al already?
Yeah, they said Raging Al, of course, was wearing a suit with his sport coat open, wearing no shirt underneath.
But beautiful.
And Aljo had
God damn it,
his gold chain and gold
with diamonds.
And he had a fake gold
he has
grill
his
on.
grill.
He had
That's
a fake
right.
gold grill on.
Yeah, they talked about his grill when he was on the podcast.
Caused a big traffic jam because, of course. and people were getting mad, like, who are these fucking clowns, you know, and they were just running around the beach being crazy. That was kind of funny.
They're the fucking funniest. When they get drunk and post shit on Instagram, it's my fucking favorite. That fucking Aljamain Sterling.
I need to follow them on Instagram. Fuck. I need
Their Twitters are really good too. The fucking muchachos and muchachas.
Yeah. I remember that. That shit was hilarious.
So good.
They basically from what I could listen to, they discussed Dennis Bermudez is gonna revive his Cooking with the Menace program he had on his YouTube channel.
I didn't know he ever did that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember I saw a couple episodes of it. It was pretty interesting. For me, who's not an experienced cook whatsoever, it was entertaining.
Yeah, you know what? I might, in a future episode, we might have girlfriend Karen weigh in on Dennis Bermudez's cooking skills, since she actually has a culinary arts degree. So
that'd be great.
Yeah, maybe we'll have her tell us what she thinks of how well Dennis Bermudez cooks chicken and fucking lettuce or whatever. I'm imagining a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is how you make quinoa.
Yeah, I remember he just made a lot of like pasta shit too, like Italian stuff. I mean, he is from
That's
New York.
all right. Yeah, that sounds all right. I watched it.
The only other fighting thing, the interesting question they asked Dennis was, has there ever been a moment where you felt like someone just skipped the line and leapfrogged you? He said, who's that sexy looking Mexican guy? And I'm like, oh, Youre? He's like, yeah, that guy, when he just fought Frankie.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So
that's real good.
Either way, he's like, he doesn't knock his skills. He's like, good for him. The guy's still young doing it. But yeah, I recommend skipping that mainly because I kind of...
not a lot of fight talk.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to the fight talk early. Like, I'll admit, I love UFC Unfiltered. I love Matt Serra and Jim Norton. They're great together. But sometimes I kind of have to skip through because I kind of want to... less filler for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was that the episode where Jim was complaining that people go on the MMA Hour and not they're unfiltered?
Yeah, I think yeah. Because they mentioned
Luke Thomas brought it up on his show.
Luke Thomas, and I'll get to that later. Yeah, mentioned something about Max Holloway.
Yeah, that was a great clip from Max. But yeah, I could see skipping that. I actually did skip it. I have now listened to it. So you saved me some time. So let's see. Am I on to mine?
Yeah, you were on your skip.
Luis Gomez makes a return to the skip list with Believe You Me.
You're the male Naya, right?
Not all his fault this time, though. Michael Bisping tells a fucking maybe 30-minute story about getting detained at an airport. He got pulled off a plane and randomly searched.
Was he drunk?
No, he was just like fucking super sober and annoyed about it. Yeah. And then he got also later on, that was like a while, and then later on, he actually got randomly searched when he landed as well.
Oh, great.
By like totally different people, did not communicate or anything.
Was he flying to Cuba somehow and Yoel pulled some strings?
Yeah, maybe. That actually makes sense.
He's like, and then of course security guy, I love you, Mike. Later on, he gets off.
Pretty much. Let's see. They talk a lot about Amazon Fire tablets, or not Fire tablets, whatever the fucking tablets are from Amazon.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's
called. I don't remember. Because Michael Bisping bought one for his mom, and Luis Gomez bought one for his kid. This is again why this is a skip episode. They did talk a bit about when the time Rockhold was on on Fox with Michael, and how Rockhold was being a dick, and the people at Fox told Michael to not be a dick to Rockhold. So he was just like fucking wanted to kill himself. He's so pissed. And then back to fucking Bisping making fun of Lewis about using fidget spinners. And then Lewis, of course, makes it like, oh, you know what though? Bitches don't mind that I use fidget spinners because like they're like, oh, if that dude has confidence to fuck with the fidget spinner. He's like, I'm confident enough to still get laid even though I use fidget spinners. Like, Jesus, Lewis, be less of a dick all the time.
Yeah, you shouldn't even have to make that.
He's definitely gonna try and fight me if he ever hears that I called him a dick too. Lewis is aggressive. I like the guy, but I wish he'd just tone it down a little. He's actually part of the reason why I never listened to Legion of Skanks.
The only funny time I've ever seen fidget spinners. First of all, kids should use them. That's it.
Also, Dave Anthony left Legion of Skanks was the other reason.
Okay, but the only funny thing is that I saw this like fucking English bulldog just hanging upside down, and then the fucking person put fidget spinners on the dog's paws. I think that's kind of funny because it's a fucking animal. But other than that, yeah, if you're a grown ass person, I wouldn't advise using them. Unless you have kids and your kids are bored, whatever. But.
Yeah, if it shuts the fucking children up, go for it. I'm all about it. Give it to them at restaurants or whatever. Those things are quiet, right?
I think so.
If they're loud, I'll fucking kill them. I'm gonna make your kids swallow a fidget spinner. That sounds aggressive. Well, all right. Well, now that we've
and assault.
now that I've reduced to assaulting children, thanks to Luis Gomez, why don't we go to our can't miss episodes for this week?
My can't miss is Luke Thomas's live chat from this week.
It's a good one.
I liked.
He covered a lot.
He started. Yeah, I tried to condense some of this. Basically, he started with the question: are there coaches who don't pay attention to fight analyses anymore? Speaking of that, he was saying as far as how he does his analysis, he does them Saturday nights right after the fights that he can publish them right out on Monday mornings for his
smart.
Monday morning segment.
Yeah, he literally starts recording like before the fucking press conference starts and before TJ starts beat down.
And
after
it's
the
crazy
bell.
for him because I know he's from DC and I think he's still based there, so he's at East
like
Coast
2
time.
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, if it's ever an early card, you'll hear him be like, "All right, jokers, well I'm off to fucking pound whiskey, so go do something fun with your night."
Or he goes, caffeine and coffee, my life savior. Basically. Anyways, he was saying he gives major props to a channel that I haven't viewed in a long time on YouTube, which is BJJ Scouts videos.
He's great.
Yeah, I love that guy's
and
videos.
Luke does snag a lot of fucking stuff from him, which, hey, that's good journalism if you're fucking pulling random sources and always he's always shouting him out. Like, it's alright with me.
Anyways, he mentioned Max Holloway gave props to Luke Thomas during Max's segment on this week's MMA Hour.
Yeah, which was hilarious.
He said he has one of the best breakdown analysis every Monday morning.
Yeah, he's like, I'm about to tell Luke Thomas to stop watching.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day...
Yep. End of the day, Lion King.
Max bless Holloway. Anyways, Luke was saying contract updates.
Acai.
Yeah, it's all about the acai in Brazil.
Acai, bro. He's as hyped on it as Ariel is. He's He's like, Jan ate like 17 the week he was there. I ate like 17 in 2 days.
Yeah, that's great. I haven't had acai in like forever, so
I've never had good acai because Ariel says all the acai here sucks. But I feel like, have you ever had the one in PB? Right on Grand?
No, what's it called?
There's an acai bowl place right on in PB, right on Grand.
I know where to go next time I'm there. Not at night, of course, because fuck PB during nighttime. But,
plus I don't know if...
It's probably not even open.
Yeah.
Either way, contract updates. Someone asked him on the live chat. What are the contract updates on Gegard Mousasi, Joe Duffy, and Rampage?
That was interesting.
He said Moose is close to signing. I could see that.
Yeah.
Joe Duffy is unlikely. I could see that too.
I was surprised about that.
I could see that because I remember
Scott's been trying to get to him.
Yeah, when I listened to Joe on MMA Hour, I think this was like fucking 3 or 4 months ago, he was saying, I kind of want to... Anyways, I remember Joe Duffy about 4 months ago on MMA Hour saying he wants to weigh his options, kind of wants to see if he can get better payday from someone else. Don't blame him at all.
And he's also up at TriStar with Rory.
Oh, shit.
Now that
that's a fucking great gym.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense that he would want to go to Bellator because they're paying Rory a fuckload of money right now.
Yeah, I think he's getting like, what, $400K?
At least, and that's just to start, and that's show and win.
Yeah.
No, that's a flat fee, isn't it?
I think it's straight up. I think it's $400K.
It's a good deal.
Rampage, hard to tell. I don't know. What do you think's gonna happen with Rampage? I think he's gonna retire or go back to Japan. He'll probably go back to Japan.
He still
does
has a
he
fight.
have kids there, or does his kids live with him?
No, his kids live with him.
Okay.
Because I see his kid on the Twitch stream all the time. His kid's also 17 or 18.
Oh,
or 16.
You know why?
One of
It's
them
because I remember when I watched one of those older Pride videos, his kid was in it. He looked like a toddler or something like that.
Yeah, the kid's it's 16 or 17 now, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So Rampage, I think he'll go back to Japan.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
What does he have? One fight left on his Bellator contract?
I think he has one fight left. Yeah.
So, and Scott's not the kind of guy who'll be a dick and just not give it to him or give him some fucked up fight. I would love to see him in Ryzen, and he's talked about wanting to fight in Ryzen, but also that dude kind of wavers back and forth on whether he wants to fight at all, and he's having a good time on Twitch, and he's making some money.
If he retires, not surprised, but if you ask me, I kind of want to. I just hope he finishes his contract and retires. Just goes out. You know, just and stays healthy. Well, I don't know what his health is, but you know what I mean.
Shit, or make Rampage Fedor.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, anyways, Luke was saying Robbie Lawler. Someone asked, how's Robbie Lawler doing? He is fighting Cowboy Cerrone at UFC 213, and this fight will be a big tell about how his career is going to be going forward. I remember Robbie, if I recall correctly, is not currently at American Top Team anymore.
Correct, he left
He has
Top
been
Team.
training independently as a nomad, and it was been training exclusively this camp with Henry Hooft.
Which is dope.
Yeah.
Well, that basically means he went to Black Zillions, which is weird.
Oh, yeah.
Because ATT and Black Zillions have that big rivalry.
Yeah. But isn't Black Zillions kind of like
It's
dissolved?
Well, it still exists, but now it's Glenn and like.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that
and
before.
like some boxer that he dragged down to Florida. But Henry Hoof is basically took like most of that team with him and is starting. I forget their name of their gym now, but.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Someone asked him about fan matchups. They said, how do you like DC against Yoel? He says he sees DC besting Yoel Romero. He thinks Alexander Gustafsson would beat Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, DC's way too big for Yoel.
Yeah.
He's way too big.
He thinks Gustafsson would beat Rockhold. I think so.
Yeah, way too big.
Yeah.
They're way too big. They could both be heavyweights.
Oh, yeah, that is... Yeah. He thinks Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson, would lose to Cruz, TJ, and Garbrandt. He thinks he would lose all three. He had no hesitation in that, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I think he says
interesting.
just because of the size. And because they're all in their prime still, pretty much. Well, Cruz barring injuries, but, well,
it's
Cody
possible.
injuries, too, but he's 26, or about to be 26, so...
True. Hopefully Mighty Mouse gets Cody to climb a ladder before his
this
fight.
probably would cause some controversy with hardcore fans. He thinks Max Holloway currently would beat a prime BJ Penn. I do get his logic. He was saying because the game's evolved so much.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree.
I totally agree with
I
that.
agree.
Well, just because...
He'd keep it on the feet.
He made a great point that, like... Who did BJ Penn fight that was switching stances ever?
Yeah, no one.
No one.
No
Like
one. He's
Sean
like, not
Shirk.
Sean Shirk, yeah.
Sean Shirk wasn't fucking switching stances. Sean Shirk was literally going parallel to the ground about a foot above it and sprinting at your ankles.
He said, as far as this ongoing TJ Dillashaw, Demetrius Johnson, maybe it's going to happen fight. Probably not. Well, if it's Dana gets his way, it will, but who knows. He says TJ should have gone about it more political way and could have been more polite. Yes, I agree. But in TJ's defense, I think he was just trying to get his attention fast so that the topic could stay on. And that's how I really think it was. That's why he's doing the whole Mighty Mouse thing and the fucking Black Mamba eating the mouse, whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
Dana, of course, made a tone-deaf statement about Conor now being the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. That's totally not related to the DJ feud, right? So there's that.
Also not related to his motherfucking paycheck getting bigger by saying that because he, I'm sure, he says, 11%, I think, in the UFC?
I think so, yeah.
So that means the more money this fucking Floyd-Conor fight makes, the more money he makes.
Yep.
So.
He said, what's the fallout or reaction if John Jones fucks up again and doesn't even show up to UFC 214? What did he even say? Do you remember that? What did he say?
I don't remember.
I think he said it's just, he's done. Like, I don't know. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, what do you do? Do you release him?
It depends on what the fallout's for, also.
Yeah.
Like, if
it's dick pills, again, then he's toast. He'll just be released.
Fucked.
He'll just be cut.
Or he has like a fucking
big
3-year
suspension.
Yeah. Like Vanderlei style.
And then as far as people talking shit on prelims and fighters need to be getting paid, he said the majority of a UFC event is prelims. Says when is a fighter entitled to bonuses and additional money?
Or entire cards, like last week and this week.
Yes. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Said the argument that these guys are lucky to be here is a shit argument. So that is my can't miss. How about yours?
Yeah, that was a good episode. I enjoyed it for sure. My can't miss for this week is the Morning Wood Show with Deez and Nuts.
Oh, he's back. See, I looked for the last... Fuck, I should have... Well, I'll know what I'm listening to tomorrow.
Yeah, they actually just put it out, I think, today. Really good Conor Floyd discussion. They've actually had my favorite discussion that I've heard so far. And Tyron and Dean both had some really good points. They talk a lot about the style matchup and how crazy Vegas is going to be during that fight with all the drunk fucking Irish people and all the hood-ass fucking Floyd fans.
Shit.
He's like, shit is going to go down because if you think you can play that cute Conor fan shit at some Floyd fans, there's going to be problems. Like, motherfucker's going to get shot, which is pretty hilarious. He also pointed out something fucking I thought that was brilliant. Tyron pointed out that Conor really only finishes people by slipping their punch and landing that humongous left hand down the pipe. Like, that's how he finishes everybody. or just from hitting left hand while you're running away, Chad Mendez style, or like, or just running into it, like, but it's always just a big left hand. I guess he's hit a couple good counter hooks, but mostly it's all slipping in the air punch and hitting the left. And he points out that, oh god, phone, why did you scroll?
I just realized, I haven't watched Mayweather fight, I guess, since Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. Is he Orthodox or South? No, he's not.
He's Orthodox.
Okay.
And he's had a little bit of trouble with southpaws, but, like, he's also fought a lot of southpaws.
Wasn't De La Hoya southpaw at the time?
I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember.
I'm terrible at boxing.
I'm bad with that shit. Yeah.
But so he pointed that out, that Conor mostly slips and throws the left, which to win means that Floyd would basically have to not have an answer to one punch.
Yeah.
Which is not a good sign from McGregor. I thought that was a good take from Tyron, because I hadn't heard anybody say that, but it's a pretty good take. And you can tell fucking that dude is in watching Conor tape because he wants that fight. And he's still calling for it. He actually brings up Conor again later in the episode in a pretty funny way. They talk a lot about how tiring... Oh, they also mention how tiring and anxiety-provoking it is to keep throwing and missing in a round.
Ooh, yeah.
And how much that's going to eat at Conor's cardio and confidence during the fight.
Yeah.
Because when Conor comes out and starts throwing mad bombs and is landing nothing on Floyd, that shit eats at your cardio. And that's part of the problem that he kept having in the Diaz fights.
That's true.
Because he'd just throw volume and Diaz would slip enough of it.
Especially in that first fight.
He's throwing air balls. Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. I think they had a couple other points about that. Oh, no, actually, this is where he talks about Tyron says he's officially dropping the beef with Conor.
All right.
Because he heard that Conor was on welfare when he took the Brimage fight during his first UFC fight. Yeah, because Conor was on welfare back then, 4 years ago.
I remember that, yeah.
And Tyron's like, what? I didn't know Conor was on welfare. All right, fuck it. Beef squash, Conor. I'm gonna send him a tweet. He's like, officially the beef is squashed. I don't give a shit. That's a hard dude right there. Which is pretty cool. He actually made a Michael Johnson reference. Nope, not Michael Johnson. God damn it. That's real racist to me to confuse Michael Johnson with the other guy that I always confuse Michael Johnson with. Oh, God.
Is he black too?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either. That's the problem. I keep wanting to say Michael Johnson. Nope.
Kevin Lee?
Nope.
I don't know.
It's Super Hood. I'm not even positive. That's worse,
we
right?
actually have no idea.
I have no idea who it is. It's, god damn it. Well, anyway, I'm a big old...
We'll mention it in the next segment, possibly, if we figure it out.
Sure, yeah. Or I'll just continue being a big old racist piece of shit. Who can't remember the fucking name of that dude. This is gonna drive me goddamn nuts. He's been on Ariel's show. He showed up with like 8 dudes in the background, and it was real hood. And he was talking about how no one wants to fight him, and then he lost. I think maybe to Ally Quinta.
No one wants to fight him.
I can't remember who it is. Anyway, we'll bring it up. I'll bring it up in the next segment.
Class he is?
I wish I did. I wish I could remember his name. Anyone?
I just think of Kevin Lee because I know he lost to Al.
It's
and he's pretty. He's from fucking Detroit.
No, hooder than Kevin Lee. Oh god damn it! I keep wanting to call him Michael Johnson. I'm sorry, Michael Johnson. I know it's not you.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
I can't remember. I'll bring it up in the next segment, and we'll make fun of how dumb and white I am. Let's see. Oh, they called They called the UFC a selective circus. Where, like, basically you only get to be part of that, like, weird freak show circus part if you're, like, fucking Conor or Ronda. But if you're goddamn Tyron Woodley or DJ, you basically just have to fight whoever they tell you to.
Yeah.
It's like, unless you're, like, a weird fucking star that white people love, that, like, lots of white people love, or you're, like, mouthy enough that they can make promos off of you. So it was a pretty funny take, and I thought the phrase "selective circus" for the UFC was kind of cool. Let's see. They say, he mentions that he thinks DJ and Youre and Jacek are probably the only fighters that have a chance at breaking Silva's streak.
Yeah.
Got 11 fights. He's like, I'm telling you guys right now, I am not going to win 10 fights in a row. Sport is too fucking crazy. So I thought that was like a weird and kind of cool, honest.
Especially if Mighty Mouse fights TJ, I think that's a pretty good shot at him not breaking that record. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, who knows? But I thought that was pretty cool take. He also talked a bit about how WME should put more put DJ into, or I think maybe it was Dean that talked about they should put DJ into more esports roles. Or no, maybe it was TJ actually that brought it up. Which is fucking a good point considering WME IMG owns an esports fucking company.
Oh, cool.
And they like do fucking broadcasts and stuff. So it's insane that they're not using DJ for fighting games and stuff like that.
Yeah, they should.
I mean, he fucking loves that stuff. He actually, Tyron talks a bunch about how, like, he's good buddies with DJ. They talk a lot, and he's like, dude, DJ likes video games and, like, trying new kinds of beer way more than fighting. Like, and if that dude is that good and it's not even his favorite thing, that's a special motherfucker.
Sure
like,
it is.
And he's fucking excellent at fighting games. He will fuck you up in some fighting games if you go follow his Twitch channel. He will fucking body... Not UFC. He's not good at UFC. Max Holloway beat the shit out of him in the UFC a couple of times. But he is... he'll fuck you up in Street Fighter with the quickness.
You already know he's probably getting the new Marvel vs. Capcom and all that business, too.
I don't know if he's a big Marvel vs. Capcom fan.
Oh, yeah, because I know
for sure he's hyped on that 3v3 Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
That actually looks kind of tight.
It looks fucking dope. It looks like MVC meets like a Guilty Gear or some shit.
Yeah, or Blaze Blue.
Blaze
right?
Blue, yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight. Let's see. At the end of that episode, actually, in reference to you saying that the Tyron and Damian fight is on, he actually mentioned at the end of that episode that he has officially accepted the Damian Maya fight and signed it, but Damian didn't want to agree to the date of July 29th. So Tyron was like, "You can fucking agree to that date, or you can wait in the back of the goddamn line because I'm not waiting till October for you." So hey,
yeah, good point,
fucking
right?
yeah. He's like, people take title fights on 10 days notice all the time. July 29th is the date. Take it.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking dope. That's a dope way to put it. But yeah, absolutely. That's how
and for those who don't know how stacked UFC 214 is right now, you get the main event of John Jones and Daniel Cormier 2.
Fingers crossed.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
You got, I guess, I imagine Tyron Woodley and Damian Maia is now the co-main. You have, which is in development, which I think will probably be confirmed at this point to save the division. It's Chris Cyborg versus Megan Anderson is being discussed.
Another awesome fucking fight.
And I think there's like fucking 3 more good fights.
Yeah, there's a lot of them on there.
Isn't oh no, Weidman's not on there. I thought he was for a second, but no, that fight's gonna be in New York. I thought him and Cass.
There was a different one though.
There's another really good fight though that's coming up at 214.
Yeah, man. So that's most of the stuff I had. I got a couple like recommendations of stuff I listened to, but nothing in particular. Like Anik and Florian was all right. Brian Sam was on talking about Holly Holm and how he talked to Derek Lewis in the airport, and Lewis just needs time to recover. Jordan Breen did press row, and they talk a lot about Morrow and Goldie. Also, they make a bunch of really good Gus Johnson jokes about like these things happen in MMA and like real life Rocky and all this terrible fucking quotes. Was there any other ones that you heard that were like you wanted to?
Not really.
Shout out?
I kind of just went through a couple of them, like MMA Hour. I mean, I
MMA
did.
Hour was good. Like there were some moments.
I listened to
but
Ray Borg, and that was it. Actually,
Ray Borg was pretty good.
Yeah, I like his mindset. He's only 23 years old, which I totally forgot about.
Yeah, he came off really well in that.
Yeah,
fucking
he was very
interview.
classy.
He was great. He came off super level headed. Like he was
Yeah.
like super. He was like, man, it's fucked up. They're kind of just using me in this whole DJ situation.
But he says he doesn't
he's
even
like,
mind because
it's
he's
whatever.
Like, he knows
like
he's gonna get his.
I just want to
shot.
fight. So
Yeah.
like I will fight anybody, but I'm just worried they're booking it all the fucking flyweights right now.
Yeah, and he's afraid about that division closing too, because like what they said, that means I don't have a job anymore. To be fair, he could easily go out to bantamweight because apparently right now he's walking. Well, TJ apparently wakes up right now at 143. Who knows? Maybe he does. I don't know. I mean, he's gonna feel like death. And Borg is waking up at 148, something like that.
Yeah, he said
But
right around
Borg,
there.
I think, is even a more stockier guy than TJ, because I think TJ's kind of leaner for that size. I think Borg's about 5'5". He's actually shorter, but he's just built a little stockier. But,
Something like that. He's definitely a big dude.
as far as a decent one, I listened to Chael's You're Welcome. Honestly, all this was about was Mayweather and McGregor, and about the promotions. Does it violate the Ali Act?
Oh, is that the one with
Front Row Brian was
I
on
love
there.
Front Row Brian.
Yeah.
I missed the Filthy FRB. If you guys don't know about the Filthy FRB show, Front Row Brian used to have a podcast with Filthy Tom Lawler, which was fucking hilarious. Oh man, it was my favorite. That show and God, what was it called back then? Big John podcast, whatever the podcast Big John had with Sean Wheelock.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. Something with Big John.
Yeah, I forget what it was actually called.
Let's get it on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but way back then, those two podcasts, I would just go to the bar and listen to those. Because I'm that creep at the bar listening to a podcast and drinking a beer by myself. But yeah, I actually didn't catch that Chael episode. I caught the one before that, though, which had Roy Nelson on. Nothing really special. Just Roy having a couple good jokes at Chael, talking about the Bellator card and how he's going to be in the building, that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And then the only other ones, Phone Booth Fighting did do a Mayweather-McGregor reaction podcast, which was, I don't know, it was alright.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I did listen to the MMA Vivisection, but I got way too fucking stoned. I actually fell asleep.
They're very calming. Like, Connor has a very, like, fucking calming old, like, he sounds like he could be on NPR.
Was it Zane on there?
Yeah,
Zane Simon? Is he the one with kind of the lisp? Is that him? Yeah.
The hipster one.
Yeah, the hipster looking one. Yeah, he said everything about Mayweather versus McGregor will be terrible except for the trash talk, but that's about it. I remember, how did I take notes? Man, I was really fucking baked too. This is weird. I have notes. How many underwhelming cards can the UFC...
That's a good show to be really high for. Connor's like smoking hookah the whole time anyway.
How many underwhelming cards can the UFC produce in a row? However, Singapore has some great fights to look at. You know, he's looking at Stun Gun Kim versus Coby Covington, which would be a very good fight.
That's a great fight.
Rafael Dos Anjos makes his welterweight debut against Safadine, a
That's
very
a great
good
fight.
vet.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of these in a bit.
They're talking about Li Jianliang.
Jianliang
is not the world's best athlete. So this guy named Camacho, not President Camacho from Idiocracy.
Unfortunately, I'd watch Terry Crews fight some motherfuckers.
Amazing. Yeah.
Just jumping off the top of the cage.
And apparently Justin Scoggins can't make his mind up what weight class he wants to fight for, even though he keeps missing weight at 125, so make up your mind, Justin Scoggins. And then apparently someone's opponent, Sasaki, is fucking 5'11" and is a flyweight, which makes no sense to both of them. And it makes no sense to me either.
That's terrifying.
So have fun with that.
That dude's probably gonna die during the wake up.
And then the one last thing I want to mention, Submission Radio, they had an actual podcast. However, I wanted to listen to the one and only Bobby Knuckles. It was only an 8-minute interview, but it was pretty good. He basically said he didn't think he'd be fighting so soon already, but he said he couldn't pass up a fight against someone like Yoel. He says he would have been down to fight him even if there wasn't a belt on the line, but the belt being on the line plus the bonuses is more than... It just justifies it entirely. He said his victory against Jacare reinforced his confidence in his fight team, his coaches, as well as his own abilities. He embraced his opportunity to become the first ever Australian to hold a UFC belt, which I didn't realize that. So that'd be cool.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, you totally would.
I know the interviewer, it wasn't Casper or the other guy, it was their other friend who never talks. It was some other guy with some mystery, but he said, what did you think of the nickname people have been giving you lately, Bobby Knuckles? He says, it's alright as long as the name is positive. He says he accepts all nicknames as long as it's not in a negative light. And as far as his prediction of the fight, he says he's going to create too much volume striking for UL and he'll get the TKO. Very confident in that.
I kind of
I see that too. So that's all I got.
You know what? That's a good segue. The only other one I have that I wanted to mention was Heavy Hands did a Jose Aldo retrospective kind of episode.
On his legacy,
it's like, the career and legend of Jose Aldo or something like that. They talk a lot about why fans don't give him the credit he deserves, since a lot of them never saw his WEC career.
Because all of those people who don't give him the credit he deserves have just started watching MMA when Conor...
Yeah, no one saw him fucking murdering people in WEC, like fucking 6-second flying knee KOing
he whipped on Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, Uriah Faber.
He cut down literally the legs of Uriah Faber, which no one had ever done.
He fucking bombed
Swanson in like 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah,
in the face
I remember that
knee.
At the fucking knee.
It was nasty.
He's beating a who's who. Shit.
Yeah, he's a beast. And then they also brought up. God damn it! This fucking Google. Fix your shit.
Isn't it on your screen right there?
It is. I could turn that. Let's see. It was a pretty short ep. But they also talked a lot about how a lot of the newer fans don't like him because they say he goes to decision a lot, which is like Man, yeah, recently when he was fighting fucking killers, but
nowadays.
not like back like when he was fucking killing dudes
Mark
like Mike
Hominick,
Brown.
who was like one
Mark
of the top,
Hominick, that went to decision, but that was like a fucking crazy.
That was the inaugural
beatdown,
UFC featherweight championship.
It's a wild motherfucking
The
fight
unification,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, just crazy shit. So, and they love Jose Aldo. They're super Jose Aldo homers. So, I thought that was a good app, but nothing to write home about or anything. Oh! I almost forgot. The only other one was The Outsiders, which is fucking goddamn it, Jeff Sherwood and Josh Gross. I almost kept calling him Josh Sherwood. They talked about the Bellator press conference and how Josh Gross was very hyped about it.
Is it true Vanderlei skipped them all?
Yeah, he totally skipped the press conference.
Oh, and he said Chael could suck his balls, right?
Yep. He skipped the press conference, and Josh Gross didn't care because they still serve Roscoe's.
Oh, wait.
For the press.
Wait. Where was it? Bellator's in San Jose, right?
Yeah, but I think the press conference was in LA.
And they served...
No, maybe it was in New York.
They served fucking Roscoe's chicken and waffles.
To the press, yeah.
To the journalists?
Yeah, for the press conference, yeah.
Wow.
Like
And
the media got
you know what
Roscoe's.
I need to do? A year from now, and I just saw this too, Ariel tweeted it out, they now have an official journalism, MMA Journalists Union.
Yeah, the MMAJA.
Or association, and once I graduate this fall, I need to get up in that shit.
For sure, yeah, you can apply on their website.
Yeah,
so
I should do that, man.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Should definitely do that. Actually, you should apply while you're in school.
Maybe a year or two from now, you'll see a Sound of Violence exclusive. Me
There
out
you
there with
go.
the fucking mic.
Yep. Yeah, you should actually apply while you're in
some
school.
shit.
It'll probably be
that's
better
good.
for the... that way you got some more references on it. But yeah, they mentioned that and they were hyped on it. They also talked about how Wandy missed the press conference, and they covered the Lewis Hunt fight. And they talk about Ultimate Fighter and how Josh Gross hates the Ultimate Fighter and sees no reason to watch it, and Jeff Sherwood can't stop watching the Ultimate Fighter.
Neither can I. I always love.
We
the
just
Ultimate
watched
Fighter
it, so
because
yeah.
people hate to admit they like reality TV because they like, well, not all reality TV.
I just
obviously.
like the fights. Most of the fucking show is so fucking hard to watch.
Oh yeah.
The fights are great. Like this fight this week was fucking amazing.
One of the best hands down I've seen in a while. As far as like a tough fight, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's back and forth.
Yeah.
Had everything in the fight. These
Yeah.
exchanges, escapes,
It's crazy.
It was
So
nuts.
we'll actually talk about that in the next segment when we break down the UFC Auckland card from over the weekend, and then in our third segment we will quickly, I'm hoping, break down the fucking UFC Singapore card headlined by Betch Correira and Holly Holm, because oh boy,
The Battle of the Asses.
there's some the Battle of the Asses. Oh, that's a great. Why didn't they use that co-branding? They should have just had them both facing the opposite way for the promo poster.
To be fair, that's how the UFC just posted on, at least on Facebook. It showed Betch doing her stupid little thing. It's like, who's ready for Singapore? It's like,
Was it her jumping before the fight?
No, it
I was
was.
joking.
But yeah, either way, they could have gone
God
with
damn it,
either
Betch.
angle, knowing them, whoever's on that social media train. So
Fucking Betch.
fucking Betch.
It's appropriate that Front Row Brian was on fucking Chael's podcast, considering Betch is fighting this week, because he fucking loves Betch and the Gooch, and someone else, I forget who. It's Betch, the Gooch, and I don't remember who the other one is that he likes. It's some fucking weirdo too. I don't know.
I don't know.
He's a fucking weird cat. Anyway, that's our podcast wrap up for the week. We will go ahead and jump into this next segment. Oh, full disclosure, I have no idea what our clips are yet. I'll probably throw a clip of Josh. You know what? This next coming clip is a clip of Josh Gross being real excited about getting Roscoe's at Bellator. And then we'll be back with our recap of that UFC Auckland card.
Bellator is throwing every bell and whistle that they can for this pay-per-view on the 24th. They would actually have to. They were supposed to have a press conference last week here in LA. Did you see that? And like Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei Silva was supposed to be there, and then Vanderlei was apparently like ill, but he wasn't, and so they were threatening to cancel, and they salvaged it. A good props to Bellator PR. They salvaged it. Aaron Pico and Lorenz Larkin showed up, and they also had Roscoe's chicken and waffles, which was exciting. So,
Well, I actually knew that. I knew that they were going to have Roscoe's there before I knew who was going to attend the press conference.
How'd you know that?
Because I saw everyone tweeting about it. I saw you.
Yeah, you
were
saw
all
my Twitter.
happy.
Yeah,
Like
my Twitter.
You're like, I'm going. They have Roscoe's.
All right, I am pouring myself another Peach Goes, and we are back to discuss the UFC Fight Night 110 Hunt vs. Lewis Auckland card, because they fucking cannot figure out which way they want to call these things. Also, we figured out it was Bobby Green that I was talking about, who fought Michael Johnson, so I could see how I mixed those two up. But yeah, I'm still a big old white racist. Alright, so for this Fight Night card, Chris, you said you didn't see a lot of this, right?
Yeah, I think I... What time did this air again? Oh no, this was like 7 p.m., right? Mm-hmm. I think I was with family or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
or you were out with Trevor or something?
Nope, yep, I was out being a drunk asshole.
That's right.
That's right.
I think, because I was texting you during it. You were like, text me updates. It's like, alright, bro.
Yeah, I was being a drunk mess.
Yep.
Anyways.
It was a pretty good card. It was kind of one-sided. A lot of people who I thought were going to win won. A couple people didn't.
I remember you mentioned, did we make some sort of wager or bet?
We did. We did.
Did we both win?
Well, Tim Elliott made weight, so I lost.
On that, and then you won in which sense?
I didn't win at all.
Oh.
So I was actually, that's right. Now that you're mentioning it, I was supposed to get some kind of booze thing or something.
Let's do it next
episode.
week.
So, you know what? We'll do another one
as
this
long as
week.
it's not an E4040.
Yeah.
Please
no.
don't.
I know you and my girlfriend both yell that at me a lot. It's because they're really cheap. They're $2 and they're fucking like 13%. It's fucking dangerous. Anyway,
just get some cheap wine.
Yeah, no.
Okay, no, don't.
No. I'd rather not.
You get a headache faster.
That's right. I'll stick with my Costco Kirkland vodka. Let's see. So on this card, JJ Aldrich took on Chan Mi John. Chan Mi John came over from, I believe, one of the Korean promotions. And she is just wild as shit. She was bleeding from the face, screaming in her corner in between rounds, all hyped. She's a fucking wild person. She just came forward and threw bombs the entire time. Oh, that's right. She's coming down from flyweight. She blew weight. She made 118.
Oh shit!
And it was a close fight, but JJ Aldrich absolutely took it. JJ Aldrich was looking real sharp and throwing some fucking heaters.
She's the chick from Invicta, right, with the decent striking?
Yep. Yeah, real. She has pretty tight boxing, some fairly decent wrestling, and especially counter wrestling. And yeah, she's just getting better and better as we see her. She looked great in this fight. Chan Mi John actually came off really well though. She fucking was coming forward throwing bombs and hung in there till the fucking end. And she was just hyped the entire time. She's just like fucking grinning like a crazy person, bleeding out of the face the entire time. It was pretty wild. And she's like, letting out war cries before rounds start and shit. It's pretty good. She's like, right before, I think it was before round 3 started, she's like, ah! It's fucking hilarious.
Like some fucking Diego Sanchez shit where he has his buddy slap him in the face before
except way more crazy Asian. It was like old boy style of that. With less kid fucking.
Yeah.
I don't mean young person.
In hallways.
I mean actual children.
Yeah.
No, that's in the hall. Oh wait,
that hallway fight. Remember the Hammer and Old Boy?
Oh right, yeah.
That's cool. It was like a cool lunch.
No wait, that's not Old Boy. That's nope.
Or is that the other? Is that the other Korean film that same actor was in?
Yeah, the something.
God damn it!
It's like the Tower or something.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Although there is some really good hallway fights in Old Boy. But
I'm also thinking of the Indonesian film, The Raid Redemption.
Yeah, that was the one you were thinking of. Yeah, that's the Hammer one. Zach Otto, now that we're back on track, took on Kichi Kunamoto. It was a pretty close fight. I don't know about the split decision.
Was it like a toss-up, or was it?
It was back and forth, but I feel like Zach Otto definitely got the best of it. But it was a scrappy fight. John Moraga absolutely pieced up Askin Mokhtarian the entire fight. Just had very little answer to John Moraga's fucking pressure and top game and just pace. And John Moraga handily took that. Luke Thomas, nope. Luke Jamo took on Dominic Steele.
Would have been interesting if it was Luke Thomas. Though.
No. Dominic Steele would have fucking murdered Luke Thomas. He would have sent him through the fence.
I don't know. I think Luke Thomas can get a good deadlift.
He does have a sweet purple belt,
Yeah.
which I had confirmed for me recently. I don't. Dominic Steele just kind of gassed towards the end of this fight, from what I remember. Again, a lot of this card I was like half watching. Actually, I was really hyped for the Aldrich fight and the Moraga fight, but this one not as much. Vince Pichel took on Damian Brown, and Damian Brown was doing good for the first minute.
Did he just get caught?
And just got blasted by Vince Pichel. Just absolutely floored him and put him out hard. It was pretty nasty. And Vince Pichel, man.
Isn't Vince Pichel? I remember he was from Tough, but doesn't he have like that really
super
fucking
long
doesn't he have that like really terrible nickname too?
From
like,
Hell?
From Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also
no.
is coming off. Well, Andy spells his name Vinc.
How pretentious of him.
Wow, his parents are dicks.
Yeah.
Alexander Volkanovski, who I believe actually is the...
Isn't he heavyweight?
Yeah, I think he's the 28-year-old heavyweight. If fucking
That's impressive.
Sherdog would let me click on anything.
They won't.
God damn it. Anyway, Volkanovski
Yeah, you can't
decisioned Hirota. Jesus fucking Christ, Sherdog. Oh, that's helpful. So Volkanovski decisioned Hirota. I would have more to say about it, but Sherdog is a fucking dick. Ben Wynn took on Tim Elliott. Holy
I
shit,
saw this
fight.
fight. What a fucking great win for
Holy
Ben
shit.
10, Ben Wynn.
Dude, Ben Wynn is nasty. He got that choke so deep. As Luke Thomas pointed out a couple times, Tim Elliott made the mistake of he had Ben on his back. He bent over and try and fight the hooks, and he just completely exposed his neck, and Ben Wynn just took that shit home with him. Absolutely just cranked on that shit, and super impressive. Jan Kutalaba fucking blasted Henrique da Silva super hard 22 seconds in. That dude is just a beast. It was he just absolutely blasted him. Oh, thanks, Sherdog. Now you refreshed it, even though I hit that like 10 minutes ago. Super impressive performance from Jan. He's a light heavyweight, which is good news. So hopefully we see some fucking shit out of that dude sometime soon.
Oh, is that the Hulk guy?
The Hulk got blasted, I believe.
Yes, the Hulk is Jan.
Oh, right. They both have.
He always
nicknames
paints
that are
himself
dumb,
green,
right?
or he used to.
Yeah, and they both have dumb nicknames, don't they? Isn't Henrique da Silva has a dumb nickname that's
He's
like
probably
the Hulk?
like the Hulkling. Frankenstein. Oh,
Frankenstein.
well, they're both,
I knew it was a
they're
dumb
both
one.
green.
Yeah. Green on green crime. Dan Hooker took on Ross Pearson.
I saw this.
Ross Pearson was doing great for the beginning of that fight. Then he just kept going back to the well with that blitz.
Yeah.
And Dan Hooker led him right into a nasty shot that put him out hard.
That fucking knee.
Yeah, it was a bull. He just blasted him. It was ugly because Ross just ducked right into it and got clipped bad. Impressive performance by Dan Hooker, but also impressive performance by Ross up until he got caught. Man, he was looking real good and clearly has made some big strides. Derek Brunson, Daniel Kelly. Did you see this one?
I did.
He fucking murdered Daniel Kelly.
Yes, he did.
He just like shot Daniel Kelly in the face.
I remember last fight I saw with Daniel Kelly is when he fought Rashad Evans. This is how I thought Rashad Evans would have done initially against Daniel Kelly. You know, when he moved down to middleweight, but he didn't do shit. Derek Brunson said, "Screw that. I'm doing something about it. This dude's just gonna stand there."
Just came forward and blasted him. If it does feel like if Rashad would have had more output in that fight, he would have finished
put
him.
out too. That punch just looked like something straight out of One Punch Man.
Ugly. Like he just crumpled old man Dan Kelly, or Uncle Dan,
As Robin Black.
Robin Black called him. Yeah, pretty funny. Everybody likes watching Dan Kelly fight though. It's just something about
what do we
Dan
say?
Kelly.
He looked like an older Brett Favre, or Brett Favre now, kind of. Well, that's probably because he's from Mississippi too. So I just like to fight.
Right. Goofy old dude, yeah, a little lanky and clearly beat up. And then Mark Hunt, Derek Lewis. Oh boy, this fight.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis coming out with a shitload of lead leg high kicks, which I didn't expect to see. Like 16.
I kind of felt like
round.
that athletic effort, even though he pulled off, just gassed him more. So
Absolutely, it did.
I mean,
it's a big reason why he fucking died in that fight in the third round. And he went, as Jeff Sherwood says, in every heavyweight fight, if they're still fighting, their hands are on their knees. What's your names like Kane or Stipe or JDS?
Yeah. Or even Verdum. He has pretty good conditioning too, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But yeah, this was just basically a case of Derek Lewis not having the gas and the back injuries.
Do you think he'll retire? Or do you think that's an emotional response? I think it's an emotional response.
Yeah, I think so too. And I heard that Brian Stan talked to him in the airport and his team, and they're like, I think he's coming back. So hopefully he does. I hope. I mean, the dude's young.
Got a lot of
he's like
potential.
32, which is it's like a newcomer for the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
So
and he's got a lot of potential. Just got to work more, and
yeah,
he'll be fine.
Yeah, and just needs to work on his gas tank. And,
like me and you were
hopefully stay
mentioning
injury-free.
before, we hope he does fight Francis Ngannou because that'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be a fun fight. Obviously, if Ngannou wins his next one.
Well, I mean, he's probably going to fight Kane, so we'll see.
I fucking hope so, man. Who knows?
If it's sea-level Kane, then good luck, Francis. But then again, Kane's been hurt for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Kane can show up without
dying,
being a fucking woodpile, as Eugene S. Robinson would call him. Fucking Misty Woodpile. Yeah. I mean, this card was pretty good. I liked a lot of the fights on it. I liked a lot of them more than I thought I would. It was pretty entertaining, actually, considering the lineup. And yeah, like the J.J. Aldrich fight was great. The fucking Moraga performance was impressive. And then a lot of finishes on the later half of the card. So overall, pretty cool. But nothing that was really had a lot of meaning in any of the divisions.
Except for the flyweight, because
flyweight,
Ben,
dude, yeah, Ben
and
went.
John Moraga winning too, because he's a
Moraga
he kind of a vet flyweight.
But like, Moraga fought like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some dude that nobody knows. But the Ben 10 win.
The last Moraga fight I saw was when Ray Borg beat him, I think, through decision. I think.
Yeah, and that Ben win finish was super impressive on Tim Elliott. So hopefully that shoots that dude towards the top of that division.
Tomorrow,
actually, before we get into this, we should talk about the Ultimate Fighter, which we just watched, which was fucking goofy. Jesse Taylor was and Julian
almost gave himself a concussion.
Yep, they were on a stripper pole in a fucking
party bus.
Moving party bus. Goddamn, yeah, Jesse Taylor almost concussed himself on the floor of the party bus. He might have, actually, but he wouldn't know the difference. Gilbert was jogging in the bathroom at the fucking restaurant.
Gilbert, the running man.
So weird. There was just a lot of
He
weird...
had to go boom boom really bad, so he had to get it out.
Evidently, a lot of terrible snake jokes by Cody in this episode.
Yeah, covering up his nips with the gyno nips with the fucking red tape and then of course TJ, he finally had a sharp comeback. He's like, oh, does that turn you on? So he had to cover him up, blah blah blah. Called him Dick a Snake, some dumb bullshit. So
fucking Cody.
Yeah, we're like, TJ, there's kids watching. Dude, they're watching you too, dummy.
Yeah, you and your fucking manic, like, fucking swinging on people out of nowhere. Throat grabbing like a creep. Yeah, it was classic Ultimate Fighter. The fight, however, between Diego Lima...
fucking great.
Yeah, Diego Lima took on
Gilbert
Smith, and holy shit. That fight was wild. First round they were all really competitive rounds.
Yeah, I think we gave the first one to Gilbert.
Yep, first one Gilbert took it just off of landing a little bit better and having a little bit more top control. Yeah. And then the second round, Diego was landing some motherfucking bombs and then had his back towards the end of the round, and was working for some chokes, and then Gilbert got out. And then the third round was fucking, again, super wild exchanges. Diego gets the back again off of a scramble. I think he actually had a takedown in that round, too. Cause it
he took him on the beginning of the round.
Yeah, it went to that sudden death round. And then eventually Diego kept working for the back, couldn't get it. They separated with like 30 seconds left and just fucking threw haymakers.
Yeah, Gilbert was landing those big body shots.
It was nasty. Yeah, and Diego kept hitting that lead hook to the liver, and Gilbert kept ripping that uppercut to the body. It was just nasty. It was a fucking wild exchange a bunch of times. Went to decision, and Diego got the decision. And afterwards, Gilbert retired in the cage, which is pretty crazy. And also a bummer when they announced that they are actually...
He'd be having an injury next week.
Yep. and we know that it's not the two people who are fighting next week.
It's not Jesse Taylor or
Hater. Isn't it Hater's son? Is the other one?
Versus Jesse Taylor.
Yeah.
But yeah. Or so it's either Ramsey Nijum or James Krause.
Yep. So we're trying to figure out who we think it is. I just kind of feel like it's Ramsey. I feel like he had trouble with injuries in the past.
Yeah.
But James Krause did too. He was out for like a year or something off an injury.
I think it's probably Krause.
It's possible. So we should know probably by next week or so.
Who did they bring back? Oh, someone who's currently lost, right?
Yeah, not Joe Daddy,
They're
though.
probably going to bring back Justin Edwards, the striker.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It could be it.
Yeah, that's probably what they do. But either way, I like the episode. Because of the fight.
Yeah, the fight was good. The rest of the episode, fucking rough like always.
Yeah.
But the fight was good. And, yeah, shouts out to Gilbert Smith retiring. That dude's tough as shit. And, yeah, pretty good episode. So we'll go ahead and wrap this segment here. We just want to do a brief recap of that card because, to be fair, the card wasn't that bad. It just has no implications at all on the division most of the time,
yeah.
or, except for the one fight. And this one, it's upcoming this weekend, is very similar, which I think is why I'm so down on the other one. The only thing cool about this is it's being fought in an indoor stadium in Singapore.
That's cool.
And that there's a couple good fights towards the top of the card. And there's a couple guys I'm excited to see back, but some of these fights are
I already see, and I'll say later, one name on the list that you definitely don't want to ever see fight, but we'll mention it in a sec.
Yep, so we'll be right back with that here in a minute. Here's a clip of, I don't know, what should we play a clip of, Chris? We'll play a clip of Tyron Woodley giving shouts out to Conor McGregor.
Yeah, here we go.
4 years later from his debut in the UFC, this kid has every person that watches anybody punching somebody in the face. They're talking about Conor. You can't mention boxing without Conor. You can't mention MMA without Conor. That's what's going on right now.
To really put it into perspective, 4 years ago the man was on welfare.
That's what I'm saying. Like, apparently, rumor has it that when
Hey, Conor, we squashed our beef right now, man. That's all I had to hear. we ain't got no more beef.
Yeah,
all the
when he
fans
fought
out here
Marcus
that listen to the show, tweet it out. Me and Conor, we squashed. We ain't got no beef.
All right, we are back, and this is our breakdown of the UFC Fight Night 111 Holm vs. Correira in Singapore, fucking Singapore. It literally says Singapore.
Singapore Stadium in Kelang, Singapore.
Singapore.
Also known as they think they're real China, Singapore.
Yeah, also known as the home of ONE FC, the promotion
That's right.
Ben Askren fights out of, and evidently one was like, "Oh, we're a little concerned because like UFC's coming to our territory," and then the UFC sold like 0 fucking tickets, and they're like, "Oh,
Ooh.
right, no one gives a shit about the UFC here."
No,
so
that's neat.
Yeah. Also, evidently, who was it? Somebody said that they weren't interested in seeing Angela Lee in the UFC yet, who's like their big star.
Oh, is that the
girl who's like subbing the fuck out of
the pretty
everybody,
girl in Invicta?
125. No, that's Andrea Lee.
Fuck, I always get those names mixed up.
Me too, bro. Every time I type it out, I have to think like, wait, Asian or blonde? Okay, no, wait, Asian. But yeah, so Angela Lee is the one who's crazy. She's the one who hit a twister on somebody in one of her early fights.
Shit.
Super high level black belt. I believe she's
Tower
a black
7
belt.
twister.
She's just murdering girls. It's fucking embarrassing. But someone at the UFC, I don't know if it was Dana or I think it was somebody else. They said they weren't like, they're like, oh, she couldn't hang with the top of the division yet, and they were like, oh yeah, well let's just set up a card where we put all our champs against your champs, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm like, fucking JJ would murder her.
Yeah.
But I still would love to see that because that means that Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren would have to fight. Which fucking or even to send Stephen Thompson to Ben Askren. I'd love
cool.
that fight.
That'd be cool.
And Ben Askren says he would beat the fuck out of Stephen Thompson, which I super believe. So I think that'd be fun. But yeah, anyway,
So
ONE FC stuff. So
the first fight is, you just told me this dude blew weight, so instead of his now name is Carlos Jr. de Tomas.
yep. That's right, Carlos Jr. de Tomas with the fucking sweetest shirt dog picture where he's on fire. Is he on fire?
I know,
Or
it's
is that just his
some
shirt?
crazy tie-dye shirt and there's a filter.
Oh, it's weird. It looks like
And
he's
no
on
wonder why he
fire.
looks excited, because he's Filipino, so you already know he loves Manny Pacquiao.
Yep, he's Filipino and Fatapino.
Yes.
Can't make weight. He is taking on Naoki Inoue.
Is this guy related to Ensign in a way?
Don't know. Maybe. That's like one of those names that, like, possibly, but
Is
I
that
think
pretty
there's a lot of
common in Japan?
I think
I
there's a
have
lot of
no idea.
Inokis.
Yeah.
Or Inoues, rather, yeah.
Maybe there is an Inoki.
I
have no idea.
I don't know. And it's possible. I know Ensign has a younger brother. I don't know if he's a 25-pound flyweight, but it's possible.
It's probably his brother.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Super possible.
Or his nephew.
Let's see. This is so Inoue is coming over out of Deep over in Japan, and Carlos Jr. is coming out of
his
the
own gym.
Philippines. Yep, out
Or
of his
his
own
dad's
gym.
gym.
Fighting out of URCC, whatever the fuck that is. I've never even heard of URCC. What the fuck is that? This is gonna be
Ultimate
Why do I try and click on links on Sherlock? It's a
Ultimate
waste of
really
time.
cool championship.
Even better, Universal Reality Combat Championship. So there's a good name.
Wow.
Yep. So I, off of that, am going to go with
I'm going
Inoue.
to Inoue because I want to believe that that's Ensign's son or nephew.
Uh,
Or brother.
It could be a younger brother also.
Wait, how old is Ensign Inoue?
Old, but he has a younger brother that's pretty young.
It's probably younger, but...
I believe. I could be wrong. Yeah, I like Inoue in this mostly because if you're fighting in Deep, you're facing way higher level competition than Carlos Jr. is. But I mean, I don't know anything about either of these dudes. Never seen them fight, so.
I do know this next fighter,
One of
Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. No, says it heads fighter. No disrespect to Rolando Die. Or D? Probably Die.
I couldn't tell you. Also fighting out of the Philippines.
Yeah.
The incredible Rolando D, or Die.
It's probably D.
He's coming out off of some wins in Pacific Extreme Combat and Brave Combat Federation. Oh boy. Of course, Caceres is coming off of the loss to Jason Knight and the loss to Yair Rodriguez.
I mean, based on that talent alone, holy shit, he's fought some decent fucking people.
And
damn.
win over Cole Miller, win over Masio Folan. Like,
Yeah.
fucking.
They've been feeding him to the wolves.
Yeah, always. Dude, he got Uriah like 3 or 4 fights in, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, I guess he actually. God damn, he's been in the UFC a while. I forgot he fucking fought in the UFC back in 2011. Holy shit. Yeah.
He's exciting. I always like watching him.
I like Caceres, and he's super fucking tough. I mean, getting caught by Jason Knight and going to decision.
And by the way, does this mean he's back to Bantam? What is Rolando Die? Or D?
Probably 35, right?
It looks like he's on
45.
Oh, it's gonna be
so he's a
featherweight.
45.
It's
Yeah. They just list like whatever their. I don't know how fucking Sherdog does weight. Incorrectly is how they do it. Yeah, so I like. Actually, I'll let you go, but I think we both know we're picking this.
I don't know anything about Rolando D-Die, so I'm going to go with Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. No disrespect, but if I haven't seen you fight, I can't confidently pick you.
Me too. You think it's going to decision?
Yeah. I mean, I could see... I don't know how this guy's jiu-jitsu is. I know Bruce Leroy has some decent jiu-jitsu, especially when he's off his back.
Yeah, this dude's only lost by decisions except for a sub in his second fight ever back in 2011. So, yeah, I could see it going to decision. I think probably Leroy catches him in a choke. But, I mean, again, I know literally nothing about Rolando Didai, Dibidodo, and
you got
yeah.
Cyril Asker?
Yep, Cyril Asker,
Silverback
out of France.
From France.
Taking on Walt the Big Ticket Harris, who's coming off the win over Chase Sherman, which is pretty impressive when you look at Chase Sherman's last fight.
Oh, yeah, that fight was tight.
And then he has the loss to Shamil Abdurakhimov and the win over Cody East.
Okay.
And the loss to Sil Palele. So, pretty good run that he's got right now. And Jesus, he had to fight Nikita Krylov.
He lost
earlier.
to your boy, Jared Rochold.
Yep, and not my boy. Just like Connor, not my boy.
Yeah, because you're not Chris Weidman's dad.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not Chris Weidman's dad, so they're not my boy. And this dude, the Silverback, is coming off of a loss to Jared Cannonier and a win to over Dmitry Smolnikov.
I like Walt Harris 100%. Yeah. I mean, Jared Cannonier, he still has potential. He's still, I think, a prospect pretty much. But just based on who I've seen Walt Harris beat compared to Silverback over here, I just got to go with him, man. Especially that win against Abdurmakimov and that one other guy, Chase Sherman, man. Chase Sherman looks fucking not unstoppable, but he looked fantastic against that Daywalker guy.
For sure, and that was a scrappy
Rashad Coulter.
Yeah, I think Walt Harris is gonna come into this fight way bigger than Sarah Lasker, like a good 20 pounds maybe, and like a good couple inches in height. And I think he's probably just going to put a pace on him and clip him with something. You always a little bit have to worry about Walt Harris gassing or swinging so wildly that he leaves his shin in the air. But Walt Harris has had a lot of experience and he has been getting better. And a win over Chase Sherman is pretty impressive right now. So I'm going to lean towards Walt Harris in that one. Russell Doan taking on Kwan Ho Kwak. One of my favorite names in the UFC.
That is a pretty cool name.
And someday Sherdog will let me open these. All right. God damn it, I need to start using Wikipedia. I love you, Sherdog, but fucking stop fucking me, bro.
Russell Doan, straight out of Waianae, Hawaii, same as Yancey Medeiros and Max Blessed Holloway.
Coming off of 4 losses. God
damn. Wow.
It's rough. Losses to Mirsad Bektik, Pedro Munoz, Jared Sanders, who I don't even know the name of, and Youre Alcantara, and then his last win was over Marcus Brimage in
looks like he's been
2014.
switching up, going back and forth between bantamweight and featherweight, which I never think is a good idea to do that to your weight.
It's always kind of makes you question where they're at.
But who knows if this is at bantam or featherweight? I have no. It's probably at bantamweight.
True.
Kwan Ho Kwak. He has only one UFC fight, which he lost to Brett Johns via decision.
And then was fighting in stuff like Pacific Extreme Combat and Top FC previously.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to go down based on experience. I know that he's lost 4 in a row, but look who's lost 4 in a row too, compared to Kwan Ho Kwak, who lost to Brett Johns in his debut fight.
I'm with you on that. I'm going to go with Doan. I do believe this probably goes to decision, though. South Korean fighters are tough as fucking nails. I don't know if I could name one that isn't, just so fucking durable.
They all are.
Dude,
both Dong-Hyun Kim's Maestro and Stun Gunner fucking tough.
Yep,
you got
TKZ.
Korean Zombie,
the fucking
Doo-Ho
chick
Choi.
that fought on the card last week, who's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Chammy John, she's 19. She's gonna get real good if she can keep from getting bombed on.
Oh, by the way, Doo-Ho Choi is out of his fight, unfortunately, against
back injury.
Andre Filia.
It's a bummer.
Shame.
But yeah, I like Russell Doan in that one for sure. This is when the card starts getting a little bit more interesting. Lucy Pudilova is taking on Ji-Young Kim.
So we got another tough, scrappy Korean.
Yep, taking on Lucy Pudilova, who has the she lost that fight to Elbow Princess, right? Yeah, Alina Landsberg.
This is G6's least favorite fighter on the card.
Oh, right, because she's Czech.
Yes.
Not a fan of those people. God damn it, G6. Yeah, and she's taking on the 130-pound Ji-Young Kim, so Kim's probably going to come into this fight pretty small in comparison to Lucy Pudilova, which I think may play into this a bit. That and Pudilova having UFC experience, whereas Jamie Kim's coming off of fighting and stuff like TFC and Top FC. Does have a Deep Jules win, which is pretty impressive, because Deep is pretty fucking legit. Also Road FC. So she's fighting in some decent promotions. But
yeah, you know what? My brain says to go with Pudilova. My heart says upset here. I'm gonna go with the Korean. I don't know, just a gut feeling.
Cool.
I have no logic behind it either.
I like it. I like Lucy in this fight. She did pretty well against Lena Landsberg, despite Lena Landsberg getting the win in that one. And I think, like I said, I think she's going to be much bigger in this fight than Kim will be. So I think it'll be scrappy, though. Lucy Pudilova's fight with Lena Landsberg was pretty fucking scrappy, and Lena Landsberg did not come out of that fight unscathed. So I think it'll be pretty interesting and a fun back and forth scrap. Justin Scoggins.
You got Justin, I miss weight Scoggins.
Yep.
Versus Yuta, how the fuck can I make weight? Sasaki.
Oh, that's right. He's the 19-foot person, right?
Right? Let's check.
So Justin
Well, let's see
Scoggins,
Justin Scoggins.
is, of course,
he's
coming
fought
off...
some tough sons of bitches
Yep.
lately.
He's coming off that time he got caught by Pedro Munoz, and then the wins over Ray Borg and Josh Sampo.
To be fair, when he did beat Ray Borg, that was catch weight because Ray Borg also missed. I think they both fucking missed weight. Actually, it's like at 132, something
Probably.
dumb.
They're both real bad at that.
Wow, 5'10", holy shit.
And the 5'10", 125
That
are
is nuts.
Yuta Sasaki, or Olka, which is a great nickname. I have no idea what it means. He's coming off the loss to Wilson Hayes by decision, no shame, and the win over Willie Gates, who has the best rib game, by sub. So that's pretty impressive. Also has a couple losses early in his career to guys like Taylor Lapalus and Leandro Issa.
Ooh, he beat Teruta Ishihara back in the day. Look at that. Down
Ooh,
there.
that is pretty impressive. And
Ooh.
Valley Tudo Japan also has a win in deep. This guy's actually. So I think I do remember that Wilson Hayes fight, and this dude is real long and lanky. I don't think that's gonna be helpful against Scoggins. I think it's gonna be detrimental. Because Scoggins, I think, is just gonna chew him up.
I was saying, I like Scoggins just on the stand up, and I just like
His
he's
kicking
fought.
game is
Yeah.
real sharp, and he's been looking really good lately.
Oh, this dude's young. He's only 25.
Yeah, and he got caught by Pedro Munoz, but Pedro Munoz has a nasty ground game, and that is not going to be a factor in this fight, I don't think, at all, based on what I remember of Yuta or Olka. So, I probably like Scoggins in this one, I'm thinking. Probably by decision. But, again, a guy I haven't seen it. I actually evidently have seen him fight a handful of times, but I don't remember much about Yuta. And so I'm not super confident either way. But I do like the improvements I've been seeing from Scoggins along the way.
And Sherdog is being a piece of doo doo. So let me go ahead.
Sherdog
and look
is the
real
worst.
Quick.
Oh, there we
we're
go.
good.
Takanori Gomi.
Oh, the fighter that. Why is he still fighting?
Yep, taking on John Tuck. Yeah, Takanori Gomi, it's a bummer. I'm still not really sure why he's still fighting. I like Takanori Gomi.
They need a recognizable name on the Asian market, probably.
Probably. It doesn't mean it's not a bummer though. God damn it, Sherdog. Sorry about that. Sherdog fucking ate a big bag of dicks on us, but we're back now. Takanori, the Fireball Kick Gomi, taking on John Tuck. Man, so Takanori Gomi coming off 3 straight losses, has not won a fight since 2014, and that was against Isaac Valley Flag, who's no longer in the promotion. His losses against Miles Jury by TKO, Joe Lozon by TKO, and Jim Miller by TKO. Those last two being real bad.
Ooh.
All first round. And it seems like if you get Takanori Gomi down at this point, you can just pound him out pretty convincingly. I mean, that's what most of those dudes did. And I don't like saying fighters should retire, but I'm getting uncomfortable watching Takanori Gomi at this point. It's like watching Sakuraba when he fights in Japan now. You're like, fuck, man. Somebody should be saying something about this.
I like John. Doesn't look like a Super Saiyan Tuck.
Yeah, I mean, John Tuck is coming off 2 losses as well.
But he hasn't been knocked out 3 fights in a row.
True. Also,
Yeah.
his losses were split decisions against Josh Emmett and Damian Brown. And then he has the went to decision against Kevin Lee, win over Taehoon Bang. He's got some impressive wins as of late. Also fighting out of Kings, which I feel like automatically gives him an advantage. So yeah, I like Tuck in this fight. I like Tuck probably by ground and pound.
Like him by Kamehameha. Just kidding.
Yeah. I like him
yeah.
probably by ground and pound. I think he probably at some point gets Takanori on his back, passes to mount, and just punches him in the face until the ref is like, we should probably do something about this.
Then you got Jangalang versus not President Camacho,
Yep.
unfortunately.
I wish Jangalang was fighting Terry Crews. That'd be a fun fight. Jangalang out of China Top Team.
Good old China.
Yep, with the wins over Bobby Nash and Anyan Zafir.
Anton Safir.
Is that Anton? You're right. Why did I say Anyan? Also went over Diego Lima.
Ooh, wow.
Pretty impressive. I forgot about that shit. and the loss to Nordine Taleb. Also went over Luke Jamo. Man, he's fucking fought some dudes that I know the name of, which
He's
I'm
clearly the best Chinese fighter. Right
yeah, I didn't realize how many motherfucking dudes he's been putting the paces on, but a win over Diego Lima right now is fucking impressive.
And this is one thing I want to mention too. How come? What do you think the reason is we don't see a lot more Chinese mixed martial artists right now? I know they
There's
probably
not really like a big scene over there.
It's more just traditional martial arts, right? There's
Yeah.
probably like the Wing Chun or like the Kung Fu kind
And
of
they
thing.
kind of don't like when you
They're
talk
like
shit
probably
on
fuck
there.
wrestling. And, yeah. I get it, and I respect that too. They respect the arts, but in my opinion, there could be a lot of fucking killers as far as the Chinese go. Yeah.
For sure. Frank Camacho has fought 1, 2, 3 guys with the last name Kim.
Oh.
So absolutely out of the Northern Mariana Islands.
I don't know where that is. Saipan?
Saipan, I think, is somewhere in the ocean.
Did you say Marinara Islands?
I said Mariana.
Oh, they said Marinara.
No, he literally, he fights out of the Marinara Islands. You know, Sicily.
No, you're right.
He fights out of Trench Tech, of course, because get it? The Mariana.
Yeah. Hey,
Trench
just throw
Tech.
that marinara to my fucking pasta, you fuck.
Hey, give me the gravy. I like the Leech in this one. I think the Leech
I
is
do
super
too.
impressive. That dude has some fucking heat on his punches, and I see him doing nothing but good things here in his immediate future. So I definitely like him in that
And
fight.
then
Probably
this
by KO
next
early.
fight. Wow.
This fight's gonna be great. Dong-Hyun Kim versus Coby Covington. Coby Covington has been looking fucking sharp lately.
Yeah.
He's coming off of that win over Brian Barberena, which I did not pick him to win that fight.
I don't think I did either.
But he looked great in that fight. Also got the TKO over Max Griffin and the sub over Meunier. The only loss he has as of late was Worley Alves, which that was early in his career, relatively. And I feel like the dude's improved a ton since then. I mean, he lost by a guillotine, and then in this next fight is subbing dudes out of Canada. Coby Covington is tough as nails. He's a world-class wrestler.
Yeah, All-American NCAA multiple time, I believe.
Dude's a beast fighting out of ATT.
Pretty much best friends with George Masvidal.
Yeah, like everything about this shit says that he should piece up Don. Why did I say Don?
Stun gun.
Yep, Dong-Hyun Kim. However, Dong-Hyun Kim is tough as shit.
Yes.
He's so motherfucking tough, and he's real good at grinding you out against the cage.
He's the bigger zombie.
Yeah. So how do you see this one going?
I kind of feel like it's going to go decision. I think Colby's just going to wrestle the shit out of him. I feel like Dong-Hyun's going to get him better on the feet in the striking exchanges. I do have confidence in Colby's boxing because he's been training exclusively, with his buddy Jorge Masvidal. In the whole ATT, he's got a bunch of killers.
Yeah, you got to figure if you're fucking working your boxing with Jorge, you're getting real sharp.
Yeah, I just see him by decision. I love Stun Gun. He's tough as nails. He's not going to get knocked out. There's no fucking way. I think it goes decision. I think Coby plays it safe and wrestles the shit out of him. But I have no idea how Stun Gun's takedown defense is. I don't
It's
know.
real good.
It's real good.
He also has
then,
really good judo, too.
Yeah, wow. See, okay.
Yeah, judo black belt.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. I do think Colby's going to basically get the takedowns eventually, and I think Dong-Hyun Kim will gas a bit towards the end of the fight, and I feel like Coby Covington's just going to be up in the ante the entire time. I think it's going to be an awesome fucking fight, and I expect Coby Covington to come out on fire and just put the paces on Dong-Hyun Kim, and it'll be interesting to see if they end up in a lot of grappling, like clinch exchanges up against the cage. Because Dong-Hyun Kim's pretty well known for that, but I think it could pretty easily lead to his downfall in this fight.
Yeah, I was going to
Closing the
say,
distance on Colby.
if Colby wins, he has to be in the top 15 after this now because John Stun Gun's number 7. Number 15 is Matt Brown. I think there's lost like 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, Colby's definitely moving up the ranks.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see him fight like a top, like just outside the top 10 guy, something like that. If he gets the win in this. And then if Dong-Hyun Kim gets a win, that puts him right back into the mix.
Well, he's
for the
7
bottom
currently,
half of
but
that.
yeah. So I don't know if you go up if you're already in top 10, you win, right?
Depends on
that means
who's
who are you gonna give him? Carlos Condit at 6, and you got Magny at 5.
Is Carlos Condit even fighting anymore?
No, dude. I think he's done. I've heard he's gonna retire.
Yeah.
Too many injuries and head trauma.
Well, yeah. Then that fucking Robbie fight. Goddamn Robbie Lawler.
Either way, I think a
killing
win
people.
does boost Colby into the top 15. I think he kind of has to at this point. So it should
For
be
sure.
the number 7 guy.
Yeah, and that puts him in like where he can start like he's been calling out for a couple dudes now.
He
for a
was
while.
calling out. I think it was Mike Perry. Yeah, he's been really wanting to fight Mike Perry.
That sounds
Big
right.
time. Him and there was another person
That'd be
too.
a good
Oh no,
fight.
it was RDA. Because he
yeah.
did a Photoshop.
Oh, that's right, the RDA's inbox, yeah.
Had a picture of him say, "Hey, looking fat, buddy." Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like on vacation. Yeah,
Pretty
that'd be a
funny.
good fight though too.
Yeah, I like Coby Covington. I think he's a funny dude, and he's tough as nails. So I do like him in this. But I would not be surprised if Dong-Hyun Kim
Oh, neither would I.
stole a fucking ugly decision. That's a weird picture of Andrei Arlovsky on Sherdog. Is that from fucking that?
I think that's from Affliction or whatever.
Yeah, I think it is from
Shit.
Affliction when he got fucking punched out of the sky by Fedor. Let's see, Andre fighting out of Jackson Wink, but not fighting out of Jackson Wink, right? Isn't he not at Jackson's right now? I'm pretty sure I heard someone this week say he's not at Jackson's.
Yeah, I don't think he
currently.
is. I have no idea. I could believe that.
I could be mixing him up with somebody else, though. It's possible.
Wow, look at the names. He's lost 4 in a row, but look who he's lost to, though.
Yeah, I mean, if your last 4 losses are fucking Stipe, Overeem, Josh Barnett, and Francis Ngannou, that shit's pretty impressive. God damn. And then your wins before that are Travis Brown, Bigfoot Silva, Brennan Schaub, and
He had
Frank
like a 7
Mir.
fight win streak before that.
That Brennan Schaub decision, though, like, fucking, okay, sure. That shit was a coin toss of a fucking hug fest. Except for Brennan Schaub's cheek exploded. So, that's why Andre won that fight. Marcin Tybura is who he's taking on. Polish fighter, coming off the win over Luis Enrique Barboza de Oliveira and Victor Pesta. Also has the loss to Timothy Johnson.
Bronson.
Yep. I love me some Timothy Johnson. That mustache is real good. Let's see. So
Yeah,
Chris,
this is weird.
yeah, what are you thinking on this one? Because it's hard to tell. Like, you're betting on how bad is
Isn't
Andre's
Tabura
chin
the
at this
grappler?
point. Yeah, but he is coming off of 2 KOs, 1 by head kick.
That's impressive.
So yeah, I feel like a lot of this comes down to like how you feel about Andre's chin at this point.
Dude, I think I gotta go Tabura. I think he's gonna head kick him and he's gonna crumple him. I love Andrei Arlovsky. He was the champ before. He's had some amazing fights, but I think it's done. If he wins, great. I could see him going all out, but logic for me says I gotta go Tabura in this one.
I'm with you on that. I love Andre, and I would not be surprised if Andre just fucking pimp slaps him and puts him out.
Oh,
Travis
that
Brown
gif.
style,
That's
yeah.
probably one of the greatest
fucking
gifs I've ever
backhand.
seen in my life.
The fucking cape and
Yeah,
everything,
the
it's real
cape.
good. God damn it, that's a good gif. But yeah, no, I do think Marcin Tybura is younger and just has not had nearly as much wear and tear on his body and his chin as Andre has at this point. And I just like Andre makes me nervous when he goes on runs like this because it's not the first time where he's gone on like big losing streaks. Especially like the Fedor, Brett Rogers, Bigfoot Silva, Karatanov run. Like it looks a lot like this run. He came out of that and started winning and whooping on dudes, but still kind of makes me nervous. So yeah, I like Tybura, but I could see this one going either way because fucking heavyweight. All right, and then we are to probably my most anticipated fight on the card.
I am. Yep, me too.
I mean, Dong-Hyun Kim, Coby Covington's up there, but I think I have to give it to Tarek Saffiedine, the sponge, taking on Rafael dos Anjos, who is moving up to welterweight officially for this first
Dude,
fight.
I didn't realize. I read. You know how much weight he would cut for lightweight?
Like
fucking
30 pounds,
35 to
yeah.
40 pounds.
Yeah, he's
So
huge.
that means he's like built like a Jose Aldo, where like he's deceptively thick, I guess, like because he's short.
Yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
that.
He's just a thick dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He was cutting way too much weight for that weight
Is this
class.
guy still at Kings?
Yes, I believe so. Although it does say Evolve
Oh, but I did hear a
MMA.
rumor he got rid of Correira as his coach.
Yeah, you know what? I think I
he's
did
gone.
hear that. I think you're
he's
right.
gone.
I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think he's
he
not
moved
training
on.
any Kings for this one. That's right. I think you are correct in that. We should mention RDA is coming off the losses to Eddie and Tony Ferguson.
Let's see who he beat though first when he went on that run in lightweight. Just to give
his
credence.
run, after his loss to Khabib, he went on a fucking insane run of Jason High, Benson Henderson, Nate Diaz, Anthony Pettis, and Donald
Dude,
Cerrone.
he made Nate Diaz look like a fucking fool. I remember that.
It was
pretty
ugly,
nuts. Yeah.
and then that was right before Nate Diaz beat the living shit out of and pointed and laughed at Michael Johnson a bunch of times. I
Oh
believe
yeah, that was a good fight.
it's a great fight. And then he's taking on Tarek Safadine, who is fighting out of TriStar, coming off the losses to Dong-Hyun Kim and Rick Story, and the win over Jake Ellenberger, lost to Rory McDonald. The Rory McDonald loss, it's hard to hold against him, but having 2 losses in the last year against Rick Story and Dong-Hyun Kim is a little bit troubling for me. The Dong-Hyun Kim fight, he just got wrestle fucked, to be fair. But, you know what RDA is pretty good at? Fucking takedowns.
Yeah.
So, and his takedown defense is real good nowadays after that Khabib loss. So, this is another tough one where you kind of have to just, how do you feel about RDA's
that
chin?
versus the newcomer too. And
Well,
it's just-
that and how do you feel like he translates up a weight class? Like, there's a lot of variables in this fight, I feel like, but which way you leaning?
I like RDA. I don't know.
By what? Anything in particular?
I think decision. I don't think he's going to go anything crazy because I know it's his debut at welterweight and some bigger people he's fighting. He's probably going to keep his distance and just point fight and probably go for some takedowns and kind of just balance his cardio. His newfound cardio now that he has to deal with a lot of different things.
Right.
So-
Yeah, I actually I agree with you on that. I do like Tarek Safadine a lot, and if he wasn't coming off of losses to Rick Story and Dong-Hyun Kim, who are both pretty good wrestlers, and they're both decision losses, I would probably lean his way.
Yeah, I think so too.
However, style-wise, I think this is just going to be a problem for him. A lot of guys on losing streaks in this card. And it's kind of fucking impressive. Which I guess there's no better way to segue to the main event
Speaking of losing
than
streaks.
losing streaks. Holly Holm going 0-3 in her last 3
And
fights.
she just got back down to bantamweight.
Holly Holm 0-3. Right, she fought 45. To be fair, her losses are against top level competition.
Not named GDR.
Right. Well, and her loss against Raquel Pennington that still needs to be overturned. I don't know why
That's
they
right.
haven't done that yet. But Raquel Pennington definitely fucking won that fight if you go back and watch it. Holly Holm point fighted for like a round and a half, and then Raquel Pennington rushed her and beat the shit out of her for the last 2. That last round was definitely a 10-8 if you go back and score it. That shit should have at least been a draw. Anyway, her after the KO over Ronda Rousey, which I saw a clip on Reddit of it today, and she hits Ronda with a nasty straight as Ronda's sprinting at her, and then head kicks her into oblivion. It's so ugly.
I'm trying to think right now too. What is Betch Kohei's fighting style? She rushes forward. I mean, the last couple fights, she just goes forward. Does she have T-Rex arms, or is it just?
Oh yeah. Everything about her is disproportionate.
Okay, so yeah, this is 100%. I mean, I was already going to pick Holm, but yeah. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Or do you think it's going to be point fighting? And she's going to fuck it.
Well, I've only ever seen one Holly Holm fight that wasn't point fighting.
And that was when someone was
sprinting right at her.
And that's what Betts does. I think we're going to see something.
But well, I could see that going that way. I don't think Betch is going to get as anxious and sprint forward as Ronda was.
If you were to give any positives to Betch games, what would it be? I think she's decent.
Her ass
clinch.
is pretty.
Well, her ass too. This is battle of the asses.
Gotcha. I don't. She beat Jessica I and had a draw with Marion Renaud.
But I was impressed. I was impressed with her clinch work though. Like when she's back against.
Yeah, she does have good. She does have a good clinch game. She might have better. Nope, never mind. I was gonna say she might have better jiu-jitsu, but Holly's training out of Jackson's, and Betch has no no wins.
And she
via
doesn't.
sub,
She
so.
doesn't sprawl. She doesn't. Roll with John Jones.
Yeah, I honestly think this is 100% gonna be Holly Holm eyeing her way to a fucking 5-round decision. I plan on being asleep when this fight happens.
I will. I am not getting up in how many hours? I'm not getting up in 7 hours to watch this.
That's right.
Well, to be fair, what is this? How many fights are on this card?
Yeah,
real
because
quick?
the main card.
Here, go back.
The main card starts in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so watch this. Go to
3.5 hours.
So go to UFC Fight Night. No, like the main. Yeah. So I think that it says 5 a.m. right? Is when the main
5
card
a.m.
starts?
is the main card. 1:30 a.m.
So-
is the prelims.
Okay, let me.
So I think main
let's
card
look
is
at it.
probably right around Jingling.
I think you're right because it's what 5 fights. 1,
Something
2,
like
3,
that.
4. Yeah. So that means if that's at 5, 5:30, 6, 6, 7. Her fight's be at 7. Maybe. I don't
I'll
think
probably
it'll come-
still be asleep because I have to stay up editing this.
Yeah.
So y'all get it on time because fucking for the two of you who listened to it the day before the fight. Although this one, I feel like most people are going to be watching this fight not at 1:30 in the morning. If you're on the East Coast, I guess it's not that bad because the fight starts at 8. Like the main card starts at 8. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But holy shit, man.
Oh, by the way,
gonna
you
be
want to
rough.
fight is also this weekend, which I probably will watch after work tomorrow.
What?
Sergey Kovalev versus
Yeah.
Andre Ward 2. And I remember I told myself I would never watch boxing again because I wasn't irate. I was just disappointed because the American judges gave Ward the unanimous. Remember, I clarified it would have been fine if they gave him a split win. Unanimous. Biggest crock of shit I've seen in a while. That's just me.
Right.
But either way, that should be a fucking dope rematch.
Yeah.
And we'll actually see this time if getting a knockdown can get you a win.
Right.
It's not the first time.
Yeah, actually, if you guys are interested in hearing like some breakdowns of Kovalev Ward 2, Brendan Schaub on Big Brown Breakdown episode 29 actually had Tony Jeffries and Glenn Holmes on to talk about the Connor announcement, but they also break down the Kovalev Ward 2 fight and how they see that going. So that's going to be worth checking out. And yeah, that fight should be a lot of fun.
I think that's on at 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Something like that. Yeah. So I will definitely be checking that out. But yeah, this could totally be a sleeper card like last weekend where it's a bunch of fucking finishes and pretty wild.
It'll be a
see
sleeper
that.
in both ways. A sleeper as in there'll be some great fights
And
we
a
didn't expect.
sleeper as in I'll be asleep when it's happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
you nailed it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for this week. I'm neutrally excited. This is the last card until it starts getting fun though. Like the next handful of cards that we have coming up.
You know
are
what is
fucking
next
dope.
week?
Huh?
The battle of Don't Talk Shit About My Mom, fucking Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Lee.
I'm into that fucking fight, and there's actually some good stuff on the undercard for that, I believe.
Yeah.
And then
we're
not too far away
and
from.
then on my birthday, the 7th, is the next fight after that, which is motherfucking Michael Johnson. My name is not Bobby Green versus Justin. Fucking I'll go to war with anyone. Gaethje, man.
Yeah, that's a great fight. And then after that, we're starting to get to the fucking International Fight Week.
Yeah, because then the next day, the 8th.
That.
No, it is that
Is
week.
that-
Remember,
that
7th,
week?
8th, and 6th, 7th, and 8th.
That's right. And
Wait,
then
is there a 6th? Maybe it's just 7th and 8th.
I
No,
think
it's
it's
just
just
7th and
two
8th. They had to cancel the 6th. I think it was supposed to be a fight.
I think there's another one like on the Wednesday or something after that though, or like the week after or something. Anyway, not important. Also, there is EBI. I think 12, the flyweights, is coming up in July, which is going to be fucking awesome. It's the 125-pound women's flyweight championship at EBI tournament. So that's going to be fucking dope, and definitely worth checking out. We'll definitely have a big old breakdown. Also, there was supposed to be an Invicta, but like I don't know what they're doing with Megan Anderson right now. So
she might be on 214.
We'll see.
She might do both. She'll do both.
No,
not if she
like
beats
a
Cyborg.
month apart.
Yeah, if she beats Cyborg, then that's her new home.
I don't know what. Oh yeah, it's her and Jermaine Durand and Holly Holm's home. Because
Did you
there's
see
the only three
did you see
people
what
in the
Ariel
division.
tweeted?
Oh yeah, they're working on it.
No, but he said it's for the undisputed women's featherweight championship. He said it's not an interim fight. He said it's for the belt.
So then there's 3 people in that division still.
Yeah, I know. Still retarded, but at least there's a real champ.
I guess it's like being like, hey Chris, I'm the champ of this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of runners.
We are the best podcast.
Yeah. No, I'm saying out of the 2 people eligible, I'm declaring myself the champ. That's right. Mostly because of my fat ass weight advantage.
All right, I'm the interim champ.
That's right.
Because I beat everyone else.
That's right. Fucking King Travis on the Underground would be real proud of you. That fucking dude is hilarious. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. This fucking card tomorrow, or in 3.5 hours, is going to be rough, so look forward to that, I guess. And we will have some fun fight stuff coming up going forward. I don't know. I think that's about it. Anything else you wanted to plug?
Nope.
Perfect. Well, you guys can find us at thesoundofviolence.com. Email the show, Chris at The Sound of Violence. Hit us up on Twitter, TSOVPod, where we may or may not have had Chris Cyborg yelling at us this week because I made a joke about Ray Elby trolling Joe Lozon on Chris's account. She got all fucking aggro at me. And I love you, Chris Cyborg. Don't swing on me, because since we're near each other.
We're all named Chris, so let's agree.
That's right. Yo, don't hate on the Chris's with H's. We're Chris's too. And yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it there. But you guys can hit us up. Let us know what shows we should be listening to. Let us know how we're fucking meandering and annoying, and how this episode wasn't nearly drunk enough. And yeah,
and everyone's like, fuck these guys when they're sober.
That's right. Yeah, I want to hear Chris slurring from E4040s again.
Yeah.
Well, I said Chris, so now they don't know which one of us it is.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah, it might be the one who's banned from drinking E4040s. So yeah, we'll wrap it there, but hit us up, and I guess until next time, go do something decadent like sleeping instead of watching a fight card at 5 a.m.
And Dana is not that buff, trying to wear Connor's shirts. That's a fucking hilarious thumbnail.
Yeah, it looks like they photoshopped his arms onto someone else.
I think it's on Connor, and then they add a little more fat to the arms.
Oh yeah, you might be right. That's a fucking thanks, sure dog. Thanks. All right, we out. Bye.